everyone, I'm your host Bryce Dolan, and this is the Top Human Rights Organization Review. And today on the show, we take a look at a potential UN-sponsored non-governmental organization forum in Saudi Arabia. According to Human Rights Watch, United Nations institutions have recently racked up an impressive string of credibility-damaging decisions regarding Saudi Arabia and its horrendous human rights record. Fresh off member states electing Saudi Arabia to the UN Commission on the Status of Women, despite the Saudi government's systematic violation of women's rights, the UN's Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Agency held its 7th International Forum of NGOs this week in Riyadh, where the government does not allow independent non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, or activists to function and puts advocates of human rights in jail. Now, the event was co-organized with the Misk Foundation, Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's personal philanthropic organization. Now, to be sure, according to Human Rights Watch, Saudi Arabia took an important step in November 2015 when it finally approved an NGO law that allows organizations that don't provide charity to exist and operate for the first time. The law has serious flaws, however, empowering the authorities to refuse to license or abolish any organization on vague grounds such as contradicting public manners or national unity. Now, the law also bars NGOs from participating in events outside the country, receive foreign funding, or collaborating with international organizations without government approval. And this law also appears to provide protection when the Saudi authorities continue to vigorously prosecute and imprison independent human rights activists for setting up unlicensed organizations, sentencing them to prison terms up to 15 years. Now, in October of 2016, authorities launched a politically motivated prosecution of human rights activists Mohammed al-Otaibi and Abdallah al-Atawi for founding a short-lived human rights organization in 2013, waiting 3 years to bring the charges. Now, there is certainly an argument that the United Nations agencies and others should work with Saudi authorities to improve the human rights situation, including encouraging greater respect for freedom of association. But to host a prestigious NGO event in Saudi Arabia is a slap in the face to the more than a dozen Saudis languishing in prison merely for trying to set up independent organizations, and an unearned reward to the government officials who put them there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will keep you updated on this situation as it evolves at the United Nations and in Saudi Arabia, and see if this NGO forum goes through, and see if Saudi Arabia will do anything, if the United Nations will do anything about Saudi Arabia's long history of human rights violations. Now, if you'd like to take a look at this article yourself, ladies and gentlemen, you can do that by clicking on the link I provided for you below in the description. Thank you for watching the Top Human Rights Organization Review. I want to remind you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, give our Facebook pages a like, and follow us on Twitter. But that does it for our show today. I was your host, Bryce Dolan.